asking people, people in town, the shopkeepers and that, what the losses were on revenue to Lanesborough, and we estimate about £5,000 to £6,000 per fishing season. That is from March until October. The season are getting longer. And I understand that the Roscommon County Council are now making some effort to get this thing removed and have a new bridge put up. I saw a tender in the paper the other day. The estimated cost is roughly £55,000 to replace that. But how many £1,000s has been paid out on this one here, we don't really know, because various people have various ideas of the amount per month or per week that's paid for the hire of that. And how long is it there, Jim?
1959. It was directed by Colin Brothers. 1959.
You'll hear this lorry crossing the bridge now, and you can imagine yourself trying to sleep in a cabin cruiser just under the bridge. You must have.
Sorry?
I said it's very difficult to try and sleep under those conditions, and because of that noise, the boats are going further upstream.
Sorry?
I said because of the noise, cruisers are going further upstream because they can't stay here and sleep at night. It's getting very difficult to talk right now. It is.
Was there no cabin cruiser trade when the bridge was put up first?
No, I wouldn't think so. I wasn't looking around in those days, but the only trade I think that was on then was canal barges.
Well, you're speaking about the metal portion of it, if you like.
Yeah.
But we had cruisers when this Bailey Bridge was put up. We still, not to the same extent, mind.
It's getting hard to hear now.
We still had cabin cruisers coming here at the time the Bailey Bridge was put up, but not to the same extent as, of course, you have nowadays. As you know, water traffic has increased immensely in the last few years.
Well, that's the thing. It wasn't really a big problem to the people here in the first instance.
Well, of course, the Tourist Development Association, the Tourist Development Association wasn't very active at the time that bridge was put up. So we really wouldn't have anything to go on to know like how it affected the traffic locally. It's only in the last few years that we know or have any idea of what effect it has on the tourist trade generally.
But why are you complaining at this time when it looks as if your wishes are going to be complied with?
We're not complaining at this time. We've been complaining for years about it. This isn't a new thing. We've been complaining for years about this thing.
Sorry?
I say we've been complaining for years. And nothing was done with that. As I said before, we're losing revenue in the town, the shopkeepers and business people, because people cannot tie their cruises here and sleep at night time. So they go up to some other village and tie up and buy their commodities there, fuel and food and what you got when you're on a cruise.
Well, if this nuisance didn't exist, would people be inclined to stop here?
Yes, they would, because they have already covered a large stretch of water from Athlone. They're coming from Athlone across Lough Ree, and when they get this far, they like to have a rest and do their shopping. And apart from that, there's been 3 or 4 accidents there. Quite recently, my friend, Mr. Murphy, had to tow a fella off that bridge where he crashed his car.
We had about 4 fairly serious accidents here in the last 3 or 4 weeks, you know. And I see now that there have been single line traffic signs.
Why did you have to throw him off the bridge?
We had to tow him off.
Tow him off.
Not throw him off. Well, maybe he should have been thrown off anyway.
But as you can see there, there's only temporary railings up there. Those railings have been broken on a number of occasions. You see, up to the last week or so, there hasn't been even a sign there warning traffic that is single line traffic at all. There's a temporary sign, as you can see there now, and you have these reflector posts put at the entrance to it here.
Well, they're only there for the last week or so.
Well, that's just yeah. But up to that, there was no warning for any people who was not familiar with this area of the dangers of the bridge.
Well, if you drive your car in from the Roscommon side, you'll find that your car is actually on the middle of the bridge on account of the bend there. When you arrive at the bridge, your wheels are actually on the middle. And if you're a stranger, in the area, it's very difficult to cross that bridge there on your own side.
Well, why is it that there's a good bridge up at Tarmanbarry, say, and elsewhere, and this makeshift thing is still here?
Well, that, I'm afraid I can't give you an answer to that. Maybe the people in Tarmanbarry were just lucky. Or maybe the county council had more money at the time.
It could be that there's, here you have two county councils involved. And again, we don't know the setup there, but it could be that there's some conflict between both councils as regards sharing the cost of the thing, or that, you know. But whereas in Tarmanbarry you had the one council, Longford County Council, were responsible for it. You know?
Two heads aren't better than one.
No, definitely.
Well, not really, in this case anyway.
But sometimes. Did the Longford County Council not do one of the bridges upstream? I understood there was some agreement that the Longford County Council was to do some work up there, and in lieu of that, the Roscommon